spiritual. All right, we talked about all that, right? So we talked about what now? We talked about the significance of the word. We talked about the substance of the word, the substance of the word. Okay, we're going to break right now. I know that's kind of tricky, but anyway. So let's look at the natural growth chart for a minute. I think you got some notes on there. All right, let's talk about stage 1. That's the infant. All right? Infants are what? Naturally unable to do anything for themselves. Totally dependent on the one that created them and brought them in this world in a natural sense. Totally. They can't even burp, y'all, unless you burp.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you got to stay up all night trying to burp them. Mm-hmm. When they sleep, they can't go to sleep. They just cry. That's the only thing I think they can do. They don't need any assistance. Is crying. We're talking about an infant, y'all. He wear his pants. He do his thing. You know, he look up at you, waiting for you to, rock him, love him. All the things that we said they need, that's what he waits for us to do. He's dependent on everybody else to feed him, bathe him, rock him, hold him, love him, and so on. Change his clothes. Not even talking about washing the clothes, so he don't have to change the clothes. But I'm just talking about changing the clothes. And if you came back in the day, if you had kids in the day my parents had us, they didn't have no pants. They had some rags and some pins. And you pin that thing up, right? Then they came out with rubbers to go over it, right? And you had to clean that thing.
Sure did.
Right? And if it's a male child and you get him circumcised, you got to take some extra care with that. You got to take some extra care with the umbilical cord. I mean, there's a lot of things that the infant needs when he's first born, naturally. Now, the second stage is a toddler stage. They're beginning to do things on their own. But the main thing that a toddler does is he learns how to test boundaries. He tests the water.
Yes, they do.
Right? Isn't that what they do? They learn how to hit, how to bite, how to kick, right? They're understanding how to walk.
That's right.
They're not really sure about the boundaries, so they test them, and then the parent scolds them, and then they learn, okay, if I do that, this is going to happen. That's why it's so important that kids are brought up in good Christian homes. Because those things, like the word says, if we train them up in the word, they may stray a little bit, but they will never depart from the word. And man, that's just how powerful the word is. And then you have the mature Christian. The adult. The stage 3 is the adult. All right? He's exercising his free will. He do whatever he want to do, like he want to do. You can't tell me nothing. I'm grown. Right? No, yeah, exactly. And the reality of it is we can't. Even though we have nurtured our children and they grow up to be adults, we cannot. Some parents still try to, but we can't. We can't control them because they have that thing that God gave them that we have, and it's called free will. And any time that we don't allow people to exercise their free will, we are holding them in bondage. That's the spirit of witchcraft. Because God loves us so much that He allows us to choose. So if I love my child, I must allow him to choose. I pray that he chooses right. My love for him don't change.
That's right. Not supposed to.
Shouldn't. He's still my child. But I gotta let him do his own thing. And pray that the Lord will keep him where he's supposed to be. But I can't control him. Have you ever heard the game? Have you ever seen a computer game called The Sims?
Yes.
It's a little computer game where you go in and you build a house, and the person got to go to work, they come home, they just live, and you run the game, basically. And they have this thing on it. I got it when it first came out, and I liked it. It has this thing on there where you can either check it or uncheck it. If you check it, that means you're going to operate in that setting. And so, one of the Sims wanted to go to the bathroom. But I was trying to pick out the outfit for him to wear, so I wouldn't let him go till I'm done. Right? And so I said, okay, you're going to start listening to me now. Now, I'm telling you that, wait. So I go into the setup, and I check the free will box, and I uncheck it. And immediately the Spirit of God said to me, you have got to let people be them. Mm-hmm. What if I was in heaven and didn't allow you to use your free will? Right? So I said, okay, Lord. And I unchecked the box again so that they could do their own thing. But the game was more frustrating that way. The game was more frustrating that way because I wasn't able to control them. But that's what I love about God, because He doesn't try to control us.
Come on.
He allows us to operate in free will. But when we say we're saved and we love the Lord, we will line up with God.
Yeah, we will agree.
So we won't have to.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right. When we love Him, when we love the Word. So now we looked at the natural part. Let's talk about the Christian. You and me. Earlier he said that we were born of now an incorruptible seed, right? But we are still now newborn babies when we give our lives to Christ at the beginning. Some of us are in different stages, but I need you to check where you are. Stage 1 of Christianity. The newborn babe knows nothing about the Word of God more. He think he knows because he grew up in the church. But he don't really know that much about it. He's helpless without others showing him the way. That's why we have so many Christians that are led the wrong way when they're first born. We have some Christians that that connect themselves to somebody that they believe is seasoned. And some of them get corrupted. Some of them get burned. Some of them get hurt. And they leave the church and never come back.
Yeah.
So when people give their life to Christ, I get excited. God says the angels in heaven rejoice. But I pray that God places seasoned, Holy Ghost-filled saints in their lives. One that will challenge them to live according to the Word. One that will challenge them not to build a church, because they're not ready to build a church yet. They got to know the Word first. And you get your cars printed up. You have a dream and you're standing out because God's showing you what He desires to do in your life. But then you go to Kinko's and get your cars printed up. Nowadays you can make your own cars.